Regarding Narayan Maharaj, the first problem is that in November of 1977, Narayan Maharaj was asked by Jayadvaita. Jayadvaita was a ISKCON leader, and this is only 3 days after Srila Prabhupada had left the planet, had left his body. And Jayadvaita says, how are the God Brothers going to see these 11 gurus as Nikuncha Yuno Ratikeli Siddhas, as people who are serving the gopis? In other words, this person is supposedly as pure as Jesus. Now, after that, Narayan Maharaj said that he was told by Prabhupada to help with his monkey disciples. So, monkeys are the servants of Radharani. Now, the Guru was equal to Krishna in purity. So Narayan Maharaj says now that monkeys are equal to Krishna in purity. So this is the problem we have with Narayan Maharaj. He cannot distinguish between a monkey and Krishna's pure devotees. He says they're monkeys and they're pure devotees simultaneously. Well, we're sorry to report this, but monkeys are not pure devotees. Then again, we have no way of knowing whether Prabhupada did tell him to, assist with his monkey disciples. But assuming that it's correct, that he was told that these devotees are monkeys, that clearly means that Prabhupada was telling him they are not qualified to be worshipped as gurus and Jesus-like messiahs. So Prabhupada was warning him, do not promote these people as gurus. But Narayan did, very clearly. So he did not follow Prabhupada's instruction, which he allegedly claims was given to him directly by Prabhupada. Prabhupada said they're monkeys. Narayan Maharaj says, no, they're servants of Radharani. And the followers have to see them and worship them as servants of Radharani, as people who are equal to Jesus. In any case, Narayan Maharaj is creating a schism by doing that. He's saying the devotees of Prabhupada no longer are relevant. Only the new people, a brand new guy coming in the door, he's supposed to see these 11 as equal to Jesus. The rest of the God Brothers, we don't care what their opinion is. We don't care what Prabhupada's disciples' opinion is anymore. The only opinion that matters now is some new guy who we're training him to see the 11 as pure devotees. But the 11 were not pure devotees. Narayan Maharaj admits that at the same time. He says they're monkeys. So they're monkeys, they're pure devotees. What's going on here? He's simply confused the whole issue. But in the end, he created a violent, fanatical atmosphere. Now, Srila Prabhupada often on his letterhead and in his books signed himself as the founder Acharya of ISKCON. But Narayan Maharaj attacks Prabhupada's statement. He says those who are fallen are saying that Prabhupada is a founder Acharya. Prabhupada is fallen? How is that? Then he says they, meaning us, the followers of Prabhupada, they are establishing that he was the founder of ISKCON. But I know that he was not the founder. He was only one of the members of the Guru Parampara. It was founded by Krishna, then Brahma, Narada, then Vyasa. Only he has changed the name and he has preached things in the Western countries. So wait a minute. Prabhupada says, I am the founder Acharya. Narayan Maharaj says the only person who would say that is a fallen person. So how is he saying Prabhupada is fallen? And then shortly after that he says, you're Prabhupada. He only changed the name into English. He is not the founder Acharya of ISKCON. I am ISKCON. Wait a minute. Prabhupada is not ISKCON? Narayan Maharaj is ISKCON? How did he hijack ISKCON? How did he become ISKCON? He says Prabhupada is not ISKCON. I am ISKCON. Well, isn't that what the bogus 11 gurus did? They hijacked ISKCON from Prabhupada? Another problem with Narayan Maharaj is that some of Prabhupada's God Brothers were giving Prabhupada's initiated devotees different names. In essence, they were reinitiating Prabhupada's devotees. So Prabhupada was very angry and he wrote a letter saying no Vaishnava will behave like this. This is very low-class, fourth-class behavior to give another name to an initiated devotee of another guru. But Narayan Maharaj is most famous for reinitiating Jadharani. He calls her Shamarani. So Prabhupada was very disturbed by this. He says no Vaishnava will ever engage in this fallen, duplicitous behavior. This is very fourth class. But Narayan Maharaj does this all the time. Then Narayan Maharaj says that the other acharyas who did not come to the West are more qualified than Prabhupada. was. He said that on 28th of April 1999. He says we should be careful not to criticize the other acharyas, so-called acharyas from the Gaudiya Math, who did not come to the West, but they were more qualified than Prabhupada. Why are they more qualified than Prabhupada? No, Prabhupada did the job. He was most qualified. Now, another interesting point is that Prabhupada says we were all originally in Krishna's Leela or sport, and we became envious of Krishna and we fell to the material world. In other words, we're like fallen angels. We were one time angels. We were in the spiritual world. We deviated and were sent here. So Narayan Maharaj says no Vaishnava would ever say this. This is wrong. Of course, Narayan Maharaj has no explanation. How did we get here? So Narayan Maharaj's idea is very similar to the Catholic Church. We just sort of landed here. He doesn't really explain how we got here. How did we become envious of Krishna if we were never with Krishna? So he has no explanation. Prabhupada calls the philosophy of Narayan Maharaj Mayavada, which means impersonal. The impersonalists say we fell from Brahman. We fell to here from some impersonal situation, and that's exactly what Narayan Maharaj is saying. We were not with Krishna. So this is Mayavad, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that anyone who thinks that we come from the Brahma Jyoti has a hellish mentality. Hellish. In 1984, Satsvarup was writing about his meetings. They were having many meetings with Narayan Maharaj, and he said that Narayan Maharaj was helping them put together their guru reform. How does Jesus need to be reformed? Jesus needs to go to reform school. He has to be sent to prison. Jesus goes rotten. Jesus becomes an alcoholic, and he needs to be reformed. So this is one level of nonsense, the idea that the pure devotees need to be reformed for becoming criminals, deviants, child molesters. Then Narayan Maharaj helped start yet another layer of deviation, that they were now going to vote in more gurus. So the deviants, the people who needed to go to reform school, the people who Narayan Maharaj says are monkeys, are going to vote in another wave of messiahs. How can monkeys vote for messiahs in the first place? And if the rest of them are monkeys, wouldn't they just be voting in more monkeys as messiahs? So the first wave was crashing on the beach, having all kinds of problems. So Narayan Maharaj says, no problem, let's vote in another wave. So he helped them with their guru reform. But the whole idea that guru needs to be reformed, Prabhupada said this is a hellish mentality. Narakasa. He says anyone who thinks the guru needs to be reformed is a resident of hell. So Prabhupada clearly does not agree with this whole guru reform. And this went on and on. I mean, Narayan Maharaj and Satsvarup became very close, and they associated together closely all the way up until around 1993, and they were writing documents together and all kinds of different things. So Narayan Maharaj was aiding, abetting, and assisting the bogus gurus with the writing of documents, helping them establish their false philosophy that gurus need to be reformed, gurus are voted in, so many other things. And in 1990, he came really to bat for the bogus gurus. They were having a lot of trouble with us. And so Narayan Maharaj was called upon to go to their meeting. And at the meeting, he said, not only are the 11 gurus bona fide, but Madhav Maharaj, Tirtha Maharaj, and Sridhar Maharaj are also bona fide gurus, but these three specific people were mentioned by Prabhupada to be deviants. Prabhupada never agreed that these people were bona fide gurus. Not only did Narayan Maharaj say they were gurus, but he said they were equals to Prabhupada. He said they were acharyas like Prabhupada. So Narayan Maharaj thinks that deviants, people named as deviants, are equal to Prabhupada. So in other words, Narayan Maharaj thinks that Prabhupada is a deviant. It's very clear. Narayan Maharaj also just walked away from his teenage bride once she had a baby, which is very dangerous for a woman in India. She can't get remarried. But Srila Prabhupada sums it all up. He wrote a letter to Rupanuga saying, none of my godbrothers are qualified to be acharya, and they're very qualified to cause a lot of damage to ISKCON. Narayan